All right, sorry about the Nigeria internet. So this high has been taken out. Okay, so we are just looking for the origin of this high. Okay, so this current break of structure that we can clearly see here, the origin of that move was from here. Okay, so this high was created. Okay, and price created a low. But if you notice, this low that was created here did not mitigate the um original point of movement for price. So where price originated from and gave us this high, okay, the other block that gave rise to that high has not yet been mitigated. Okay. And if you go back to what price is doing, all of the other blocks that have been created after, price has completely mitigated those ones. So it means that the only OB we have left, all right, for price to come to is this one here. All right, can you see that, guys? So the only OB we have to work with on EU is this guy that we have right here. So, like I said, we'll be waiting for EU. All right, so most probably all through today, we might see EU keep selling, keep dumping down. All right, up to this OB. All right, on the daily, and then we will now start looking for our buy. Okay, so that is our bias on EU. A sell into this zone, and then we can get our buy. All right, a sell into this other block, and we can take our buy. Please, if that is clear enough, you can let me know. All right, if that is clear enough, please just let me know that you understood what we're talking about. All right, or you can understand what I'm saying. So please just let me know in the comment section that you understood what we just did on Euro, on EU, on Euro USD. All right. So if you understood what we just did, just let me know, please. That was clear enough for you. Okay. EU, we're looking for is our anticipation is a sell to buy. I want to assume you're just joining in, Miss Stephanie, I believe. So I'm just going to do a recap of that. So probably before you came on board, all right, we treated DXY. All right, and on DXY, what we could clearly see was a buy to sell. All right. So which means that on DXY, expecting DXY to be a little bullish before we can see any form of sell on DXY. All right. Now, after analyzing DXY, all right, and we got our bias that we are looking for DXY to be a little bullish before we can start seeing sell entries. Okay, yeah, you just got here. So before we can start seeing sell entries, okay. After coming up with that bias, we now came to EU. Okay. And if you look at EU on the weekly time frame, okay, EU is bullish. All right. The previous high has been taken out. Okay. And then price was unable to take out this external liquidity. All right. But we were able to break this internal structure. All right. Now, structure has been broken. Okay. But price clearly got to the premium level and started selling. All right. So based off PDRAs, all right, premium and discount level. So the previous liquidity has been taken from the premium level, okay, and price conveniently tap into that level and sold all the way down. Now we are coming to the discounted levels, okay, which means that there is a form of liquidity that is attracting price downwards, okay, and then it means that this low here is the liquidity that's attracting price down. Okay. Which then mean that if price take out that low, we are expecting the reaction to come up from uh, uh a fair value gap or other block. All right. And what we can clearly see here, all right, is this other block here. All right. So if I go to the daily, you will clearly see the other block. So we are coming from this premium level to the discount level. All right. So we have this liquidity that is attracted to price. Price needs to take out. Okay. So what our expectation on EU is that price will take out this low, which will serve as our liquidity. All right. Because break of structure here, break of structure here. this low, we expect price to take it and then conveniently tap into the other block that the whole move started from. Do you now understand that? So coming down to the daily time frame, we can now see that other block that we have marked out clearly here. So this is the other block here. All right. And this low is the low that we expect to serve as our internal range liquidity that price should take. Okay. So take out this low as liquidity and then buy off from the other block. So the same sentiment we have on DXY to be bullish before the sell. All right. The other way around, we expect EU to be bearish, which means that dollar is still strong before we see some bullish move on EU. Does that now make sense, please? So which means that on EU, all right, this is my strong low, which I do not expect price to go below. All right. And this high is the weak high that I'm expecting price to take. But for a start, this will be my first target. Do you get it now? So my buy from here and then this high here will be my first target. All right. So I believe this should be much clearer. All right. So if it's not, you can also let me know. So moving on, let's go to GU. So let's go to GU and see what GU have in store for us. So let me clear out the chart. All right, and let's start from a very clean slate. Now, this is GBP USD. All right, on the daily time frame. Okay, and like I told you guys, we're just going to walk through this base of clear structure. All right, because structure is king, structure is our friend. So now, the way you can see the chart, all right, GU is clearly bullish. Okay, and then how do we know that? We say that we kept taking out the highs. Okay, which means that for a bullish market, we expect that the highs are weaker and the lows are stronger. Understood? So this high was cleared. All right, we got another high taken out, which seems to be the double break of structure. All right, that helps us to know, okay, what is the overall bias of the market. All right, so now this high taken out. Okay, this is supposed to be the other block that price should not break, which, as we can see, price has violated that one already. Now, this is where price is reacting from on GU. All right, this is where price is reacting from on GU. But with what I can see below that point, all right, we can see an indecision candle, this doji here. So this doji happens to be my order block. All right, because if you notice, there is a tiny gap. All right, there's a tiny gap here. So this is the doji. This candle here, all right, did not completely close the open price of the high of the doji, which means that we have a fair value gap there that is expedient that price comes to fill, all right, before we get a move to the upside. Okay, and I can also see that we can pull out our trend line like this. All right. So which means that for GU, based off the daily time frame, what we can see, we have a trend line support here. Okay, that we have seen price touched it here, here. All right, and then we are expecting price to come back all the way down here before we can get our push back up. All right, this is my sentiment on GU. A sell to buy. All right, let me use the Fibonacci so that we can clearly see exactly. So around the 80% level, of the fib. So that is where I want to take my buy from. Do we get it, guys? Please, do we get it? Do you understand what I'm doing? All right. So we have a trend line support for GU. Okay. and then we just marked out the origin of this move. Okay, so we'll pick out this as our demand order block that we expect price to come down a little into this order block, and then we can now expect buys on GU. So for the meantime, we should be seeing some sales, at least maybe today. All right, if on DXY price is quick enough to get to that point, okay, which means that we should see that same kind of movement on GU, EU gold, AU, and the likes like that. All right, so if we see all of those, okay, then we are good to go. All right, so that sell, all right, into this zone, and then we can buy. Do we get it, please? Is it clear enough? All right. Is it better now, Miss Stephanie? Is it better? Can you see my screen better now? All right. How about now? Is it better? All right. I want to be sure if it's better before I move on. So another thing you can do is to on YouTube where you are, you can just increase your resolution instead of probably using is it 420, you can use 720. All right, that should be better. All right, it's better, thank you. So um so these are buyers on GU. All right, a sell to buy. All right, a sell to buy. As you can see, we have a trend line as a support. Okay, and then we have marked out our demand order block. All right, sorry about that. So we'll work on that. So we've marked our demand order block that we expect price to sell into. All right, and then we'll now look for our buys inside there. But I can't really look for a buy right now since price has not gotten there. But that is my bias. All right. So which means that this low, I do not expect price to go below this point. All right. So like I said, if we are in a bullish market, we expect that our lows are stronger and then our highs are weaker, or our highs are weak. So our lows are strong, our highs are weak. Okay, thank you, Mr. Olu. So that's our bias on GU. All right, believe me, it's going to be amazing. All right, so moving on, let's go to AU. Let's go to AU. So now this is AU. All right. Now you might be asking why we're focused majorly on the daily time frame. You can see, all right, um, dollar has been giving us massive move, which means that commodity like GU, EU, AU, all right, and even gold have been making a major retracement. All right, they have been giving us major retracement. So more like they have given us major pullback. So it's not just 50% retracement of the initial move. All right, but we have been seeing about 80% retracement. All right, so that's why we need to go to a more higher time frame to have a bigger picture. All right, a clearer view of what the market or what price is doing. All right, so that's why you see that I'm not going to 4 hours, 3 hours, because if I start going to lower time frames, we'll not be able to see the previous um structure. All right, we will just be left with the structure that the microstructures. Okay, so instead of using that, we want to use the major structure so that we can conveniently position ourselves, all right, and take the major moves. So instead of trying to catch the falling knife, we are just waiting for price to come and then give us a new move. So where price will start buying to give us either a new high or a new structure is what we're looking, is what we're trying to position ourselves for. Do we get it now? So on AU, we have this high, all right, price broke above it. We have this other one, price broke above it. Okay. And clearly we can see that this first low has been taken out. Okay. And then we are left with the origin of this overall move. All right. Which is something around here. All right. Now, why I'm picking, as you can see, if we if we go down to the much lower time frame, all right, inside this long week I have marked, all right, we'll be able to pick out our OB. Okay, so something like this, okay, is more convenient for us. You get it now. So what are we doing on AU? We'll be waiting out for price to sell, all right, because based on what we can see, okay, we are clearly bullish on AU. Clearly, clearly, clearly. All right. There's the trend line here as a support. Okay. So we are also massively bullish on AU. All right. But we are not just going to buy or sell from anywhere, because where we are analyzing from is from the daily time frame. Okay. Because right now we need to work with a bigger picture. All right. We're trying to work with a bigger picture. So this is what we have on AU. All right. So we have break of structure here, another break of structure here, the same double break of structure I talked about. Okay. And then what is our expectation? We are still expecting a sell to buy. All right. Now the difference we will have on AU, all right, is because AU might not give us a dump like that, because now if you notice, the grounds for AU to fill is quite large. All right. So we might just see a sweep of this low. All right, a sweep of this low, and then price will start buying. Please, you guys need to understand this. We might just get a sweep of this low. All right. So which means that price will completely absorb the liquidity on this move here. All right. Because take note, what you will see is that we have a week here. All right. I just need to take my time to explain what I'm doing so that you guys can get it. All right. We have a week here, okay, that we are picking out as our order block from the daily time frame. Now, looking closer, all right, we have this week here, okay, and normally this is also supposed to be an order block. It's an order block because there are orders resting there. Now, for price to completely start a new move, all right, we'll be expecting to see a complete absorption of what happened here. So it means that price will use this as an inducement point. So instead of we getting a buy from here, all right, which we have already seen a little move, which is this, okay, price will just give us that fake move, all right. So take out where this whole move started from based off this small structure we have here. Market will make sure that we get this taken out, okay, and then conveniently come to this one. But like I said, we might not drop down into this, all right, fully. But this week here, all right, we should expect that this week should be taken out, all right, so that it means that ma- um, money has shifted. All right, because right now the major liquidity in the market or the major move is coming from here. But what will happen is that this low will get taken out, all right, and then we can see something like this and then back up. You get it now. So we'll get this taken out as liquidity, all right, and then we push back up. So we might not come down into the other block because the major thing that price is coming to do is coming to seek out liquidity. You understand? All of the necessary strength needed, price has gotten it and then is ready to move. You get it now. So when price take out the sell side liquidity, it can now start the movement. So that is what we're expecting on AU. Is it clear enough, please? All right. Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? So please let me know if you understood what I'm doing. All right. Please, guys, let me know. Is it clear, please? Please let me know if you guys are clear. If you understood what I just did on AU. All right. So instead of the way we're waiting for price to conveniently come into the other block on GU and EU, we might not see something, we might not see exactly that on AU. You get it now. So what we're expecting on AU is that price take out the sell side liquidity and then we can just start seeing the buy. That's what I'm trying to say. So even though we have all of this as our order block marked out, okay, you know that this is just the rejection. So this happens to be our rejection block. All right. So we might not see price completely come all the way down here, but um our first change in sentiment of the sell, all right, to a buy is when this low gets taken out. You get now. So we'll just see something like a Judas swing. So take out this low, and then we can start looking for buy opportunities. All right. So thank you. I believe that is taken. So you can start sending in your request. While I think I will just treat gold. Okay, I think I have about one or two pairs. All right. If there's no other request, I'll treat gold and maybe two other pairs for my end, and then we can wrap it up. So now this is gold. All right, gold, gold, gold. The almighty gold that we all anticipating or we all have been looking at. So now this is gold on the daily time frame. All right, I believe you can see my screen. So notice that this was the previous high. All right, that gold broke. Okay, so after gold created the all-time high, all right, we got a bit of retracement. Okay, and then boom, we went all the way to 2780. Okay, now we can see that gold is giving us retracement. We have been retracing for the past couple of weeks now on gold. So the same way we have been doing that, all right, but this might be quite different. Now we got the break of structure here, all right. We can also see a sweep of liquidity here, okay, which means that we now have this other block to work with on gold. All right. So what our expectation on gold will be is that gold will completely take out this. All right. So this will serve as our liquidity. All right. That gold should clear, and then we can buy. So this high will be our first target on gold. All right. So gold sell up to this point, and then we can seek for a buy. Very simple. Okay, very simple. What this will mean is that the shift in market short that go wanted to do here is going to fail. All right, we will tell that this is our liquidity. All right, a more or less equal low. Okay, already here we can see the sweep. This low. All right, so what is lower high? This lower low, sorry, lower high, another lower low, and then we are creating a higher high. So price swept the previous low, all right, and then we now created a higher high. So we have shifted. Okay, so money transfer from here. This is now the structure that we do not expect price to go below. Okay, and then this happens to be the other block. But for gold, I want to stick with this, the fair value gap. All right. Though my if I'm though this low will still be my strong low that I do not want price to take. All right. But the other block, but the fair value gap will be something I will be interested in looking at as my point of entry. All right, or my point of interest. Okay. So that fair value gap will be my point of interest. Okay. And then when price gets there, maybe on one on probably 30 minutes I can look or something. Okay. But I'm quite sure that we should just see some bearish move on gold likewise. All right, up to this point, and then we can start looking to shoot for a buy. All right, so that is what I'm seeing on gold. So far, do you guys have any question? All right, do you have any question you want to ask? All right, based on what we've talked about, maybe there's a chart you really didn't understand it. Okay, maybe I can just quickly go over it again. All right, and then we can then take any of your requests. So right now, if you have any request, any commodity you want us to look into together, all right, please you can hit me up right now. All right, you can just let me know in the comment section that, oh, I want to look at this or that or whatever. All right, so I'm waiting for our comments, guys. But so far, this is my sentiment on gold, sweep of liquidity, break of structure, sell side liquidity taken out, and then we can buy. Quite simple. So this high here is my first target. The same sell to buy. All right, the same sell to buy on gold. Let me be sure this has already. Yeah, based on structure, that's what I'm saying. I'm still expecting us to have a sell on gold based on structure. All right, I'm expecting that the correction has started already. All right, the correction has started already. So yes, gold has been giving us massive, massive, massive. Okay, like I said, all right, because usually we have our telegram streams on Fridays where we get to ask different questions regarding the happenings in the market. Okay, and then I try to provide answers, not just technically right now, not just based off technical analysis, but also incorporating fundamentals. Okay, so how the market is doing generally. And one of the things I told people that attended on Friday was that what we saw happen after or during based off the election was because what Trump was coming up with was going to be massively favorable to the economy of the US. Okay. But what a lady was coming up with was not really tackling the um the economic issues. All right. So that was why when Trump was winning on the polls, okay, it just felt like dollar was pumping and pumping. All right, that was where we got all of this massive sell. Okay, and then we saw things like Bitcoin, all right, rallying all the way up and giving us a new all-time high. Okay. Why that happened was because the policies Trump was coming up with is quite favorable to the US economy. And at the same time, we know that he is very strong on Bitcoin. Okay. Now that was why we got all of those moves, all right, that we saw that DXY was just bullish, 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 and bullish. Now I said all of those things happen based on fundamentals. Okay. But remember that he's not yet all right, the president. He's just the president elect. Okay. Which means that we should expect the market to balance itself back based off the current structure of the current administrators. You get it now. So we expect the market to balance itself and then keep with what it was doing before. You get it now. So it's but what will be happening right now, like I said, since we all know that he's a president elect, so he will be sworn in later on. This is now the best time for people to start investing in dollars and cryptos. You get the point now. So this seems to be the best time for investment to happen. All right. But at the same time, these are also periods where companies are closing their books for the year. You get the twist that is happening right now. So people will love to invest now. I'll advise maybe Nigerians to look into that. All right. People want to invest because it is better that you invest before the thing happens. So that's why for people that are familiar with um buy the rumor, sell the news. You get it now. So that is just a crypto slogan. But that's the same thing happening in the financial space. Okay, so we know that this guy is now the president elect, and what he's coming up with is something that is going to be favorable for the economy. So this seems to be the best time to buy stocks, assets, maybe quite cheaper, or that are tied or pegged to the dollar. Okay, so that are quite cheaper, and then we know that when it comes, we should now see some amazing movement. So it then mean that because he's not yet the one with his administration has not yet started. Okay, we still have Joe Biden on board. The market will still relate or run or move based of the current structure of the current administration. You get it now. So that's why we're still anticipating that things like gold, GU, EU, AU, we should still see some bullish movement. All right, before maybe we can start looking for a sell on those commodities, like a long term sell. Okay, but for the meantime, we should still see some bullish move. So I'm just expecting price to give us a full retracement on gold. I'm not expecting a reversal yet, except things turn around. You get it now. So I'm just expecting a retracement, a full retracement, about 88% retracement. Okay, and then we take another buy. And that's why you see that our my targets are not long targets. Okay, instead of probably looking at taking up this high, all right, I'm sticking with taking out this high instead. You get it now. So I understand. I'm trying to collate both what is happening fundamentally and good, and then what we can see on the chart. You get it now. And that's why you notice that my line is around here, because this other block here has not yet been completely mitigated. Okay. So even though I have my eyes on this fair value gap, okay, but understand that I always tell us that managing your portfolio or risk management is something very important. Okay. Because based on what we can see on the chart, this high here, right, so this was a high, but price did not fully peak, all right, or fully mitigate this point. Okay, so we might see that sell, buy, and maybe the sell again. All right, so come back into this zone. Okay, but for the meantime, all right, based on what I'm seeing, this should be our easy bet. You get it now. So this will be what we'll be looking out for. So Mr. Olu, if you get that, just please let me know. All right. So right now I'll be expecting our request. Okay, before we wrap up for today. All right. So let me know if you guys understood what I just said. Okay. I just like giving us a breakdown of what is happening fundamentally. Okay. And then we are just putting it together, all right, technically to see what's happening, and then how we can rightly position ourselves as maybe investors, all right, and at the same time as retail traders. It is very, very important. So I'm waiting, guys, for our request. I'm waiting for our request. Okay, which pair do you want us to look into together? All right, and let us do that right now. All right, so I think I should just give us a breakdown of what I'm seeing on Eurocard. All right, I think it should help someone. All right, so this is Eurocard on the daily. Okay, and then this was the trend line here as a support. Okay, and then this is where we got a break of structure, and then we got another one here. So I'm waiting for a request, guys, but I think that uh Eurocard is something we can work with. So we have this high as our target, but you notice that Eurocard has been ranging inside here. Can we see that? But right now it seems that we are breaking out of that range. Okay, since that we are breaking out of that range, okay, let me use the fib to measure this move. All right. So I have this other block here at 78.6, and then I also have this one at 88.2. So on Eurocard, I have two POIs. Okay, I have two POIs on Eurocard. So which means that I'm expecting Eurocard to still be bearish, all right, all to this point. So either from here, we set a buy, maybe something like this. All right, so something like this on Eurocard. All right, so I'm still expecting a sell. Like I'm still expecting this sell because right now it seems that price is already breaking out of that range. Okay, all right, see that price already breaking out of that range. So we don't want to just take that. So we just wait for price to come and then we want to take the major move. So we get it now. So we want to stick with the major move on Eurocard. Okay, I believe that is quite simple. All right, so this is it. This is how we get from here or from this point on Eurocard. So those my sentiment, or this is what I'm seeing on Eurocard that I think should should play out quite nicely. All right, guys, is that simple? Is that well understood by everybody? So that is my sentiment. Okay, I'm just going lower to see if we can just but we're not seeing any clear sell entry. So let's just stick with our buys. And as you can also see here, we have this large FVG that price is here to fill. All right, this. Okay, you see how large it is. So we have this fair value gap that price is here to fill, and then we can drop into this and we get a buy right from either zones. Is that clear enough, please? Is that clear, please? Is that clear, please? So I just want to see our request before we call it a day. All right, I want to see some of our requests so that I can do justice to it before we close for tonight or today, as the case may be. So, is there any currency pair you guys would love me to still look at? Okay, or the ones I have treated are more than enough? I'm waiting. Is there something you guys would love me to treat, or we can call it a day? So I'm waiting, guys. I'm waiting, guys. So far we have treated EU, GU, AU, gold, Euro card. All right. Maybe I should just BTC. All right. So we'll look into BTC very very soon. So give me a minute, please. I'm just trying to see if any other requests will come. Also, that probably I know that after BTC we are done for today. And I'm also trying to see if there's any currency pair. I'm trying to look for another one to just give us that, you know, that might help. So Mr. Olu, your request is BTC. All right. So before BTC, let's just look at Euro AUD. Okay, I've given you a card. So I think let me look for another one instead of AUD. Okay, or this. Right, so let me just give us this and then we'll treat BTC and then we are good to go. So Euro AUD, um, bullish, bullish, bullish. This is the all-time high. Bullish, bullish, bullish. All right, and then we see price came back to this other block and then got a reaction. Okay, and then we sold retracements. So we bought, retraced, and then we got a huge buy to the upside. But what we see is that we're having retracement. Okay, price has been retracing. Okay, and then what are we expecting now? This is the last other block that originated all of this move. Okay, which means that what we are seeing here is a clear structural liquidity. All right, this. Okay, and what are we expecting? A buy from here. Sell to buy. All right, so this is something you guys might want to look into on Euro AUD. All right, we're looking for buy. So we expect price to sell, all right, into this OB here, and then we can shoot the short for a buy. So let me see if I can. So somewhere around here. All right, so that is that on EURAUD. All right, a sell into this zone, and then boom, we can take our buy. All right, is that clear, guys? Is that clear? So now to BTC. All right, so this is BTC. All right, we are massive on BTC. Remember, I told us I think on Telegram on Friday, someone asked, and I said, as we can clearly see, BTC is bullish, and then I do not expect the bullish momentum to stop anytime soon. Okay, but based on what we can see, BTC is clearly bullish. All right, clearly bullish, and then all we will just do is to look for where we can join. Okay, nothing more. So I'm using the line chart to just mark out um, some pivot levels. Okay, so possible support and resistance levels that, um, in case BTC begins to give us that drop, we will know where it is running to. So let me come back to this. Okay, so resistance, 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 support, and boom. All right, so down to the 1 hour time frame, there is really nothing much BTC has done to give us a buy. All right, there is really nothing much BTC has done. Okay, this, this, here, at the same time, this. So even though there is nothing much based on structure, um, because this last one here, price has done justice. So, but now if probably we start seeing a sell, all right, It might not be a very long sell. Okay, that's why I before price will come all the way down here. That might take a lot. Okay, because based on structure, what we can see clearly, structure is still bullish on BTC. You get it now. So structure is bullish. All right. So I started from the daily time frame. All right, and then I marked out pivot points, which is what we know as points where price was supported or turned to resistance or resisted and turned to support. So we saw that we were um price was gathering momentum inside here. A lot of times when price gets there, it slows down, it push price back down. All right, and then price have now conveniently broke above it. Okay, so which means that this is just a point of support on the long term. Now coming to the 4 hours time frame, we're just trying to mark out the structures we can see. All right, which we have this one too. So this is structures we can see on BTC. Okay, but like I said, yet there is nothing clear that is telling us that BTC is ready to maybe sell. Okay, so which means that our buyers will be to look for a buying opportunity on BTC, and based on structure, okay, this will be the first point. This, and if that didn't hold, then we can now come back to this. All right. Do you understand it, Mr. Olu? But to me, this is a buy. Okay, we might start from here to maybe take something. So this will be my first bet for a buyback. But I do not expect any long full retracement anytime soon on BTC. Okay, but if that happens, all right. Now what I'm trying to say is I do not expect BTC to change character. You get it now. I still expect that the bulls should still be in control. But at the same time, okay, because just the same way with gold, we have created an all-time high on gold. And then you analyzing gold, you just need to be quite careful. Okay. It's the same thing with BTC. Okay. As you can see, this is a monthly candle. All right. And see how massive it has done. So what I'll be expecting on BTC is just to correct these imbalances and then continue buying. Okay, so even though BTC is going to give us a retracement, okay, we might be looking at maybe 70, maybe 70K. All right, and then we can start going back up. All right, but just probably for short term scalp or trying to jump into the market and then buy catch few pips and then leave. Okay, these are levels that I might not want to watch. Okay, or if you're an investor, you want to DCA, okay, dollars cost averaging. All right, so instead of, if I want to push on myself to buy maybe Bitcoin, instead of buying at the current market price, okay, these are levels you might want to consider to maybe buy with maybe 30% of the capital you intend buying. Maybe if I wanted to buy BTC with about $200, when it gets here, I just push in 70 or $50. Okay. If it sells again, I push in another 70 or $50. Okay. And then this will be the last point where I'll just push in the rest. Okay. Because this is where we expect that if another move is going to happen, this will be the last bus stop and then we pushed back up because we already have a pivot zone here. Does that make sense, Mr. Olu? You get it now. So if probably an investor, you just want to buy and keep, okay, pending when the major or maybe 100K that we are thinking of, or you guys assuming, pending when that happens, okay, just dollar cost average buy little. When you see another drop, you buy. Okay, so those are the levels you might want to look out for. But this one here we have, okay, is the one I expect that okay, you should push back up. So from here, even though you have bought from here and from here, if it comes here, we are sure that the move that will happen here, you'll be able to make good enough profit. All right, even though it might come down from there. All right, but we must see that first move. Okay, that first move will you back all your investments. All right, before any other thing happens. All right, so that is that with BTC. Okay, my advice for you. All right, probably if you are a retail investor, okay, you don't have that large sum of money, okay, you might just look into other cryptocurrencies because not all of them have gotten to their previous high, previous all-time high. So a lot of them are still early at their buying stage. So you just want to look into some of them, but do your research before you invest in any cryptocurrency. All right. So without further ado, thank you so much, everyone, for being on this call with me. We've spent about 1 hour, 4 minutes live on this call, and we have touched some currency pairs. All right. And then we touched Bitcoin. Okay. So we're able to talk about the DXY. We started with DXY. Now we're expecting DXY to have a little momentum, all right, to buy a little before we see a sell. So based off that, we were able to identify possible buying opportunities on GU, which means we are looking for possible sell a little before we can see a buy on GU. The same thing on EU, the same thing on AU, all right, but I just did a little tweak, I just tweaked it a little on AU, all right, and the same thing on gold. Okay, and I also talked about I think Euro AUD and Euro car where we are looking for buying opportunities. Okay, and then for BTC, we can see that BTC is rallying to the upside, and then it's important that instead of looking for sales, you might be looking for a buy. But at the same time, you don't just want to buy from any point. Okay, you just need to be technical about it. All right, and then like I also advised for people that are investors, but not with a large capital. You want to look for that cryptocurrency pairs that you might tie down before we see the move coming. Because we're sure that when Trump comes in, it should be a good one for the dollar. It should also be a good one for crypto. So this just happens to be the best time to buy. And like I said, since we can all see that Trump is the president elect and he's supporting Bitcoin and he has a good policy for dollar. These are also times where a lot of investors will be pushing their funds into assets that are tied to the US to dollar. All right, and then Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies that the investors feel like is a good one to invest. So I believe that with all of these currency pairs that we have analyzed and Bitcoin, we can have an amazing trading week. All right. So before I leave, I'm just going to remind us we'll be having another a recap. All right, but not here on YouTube. We'll be having it on our Telegram channel. All right. So the link to the Telegram channel, I'm sure, should be dropped or should be somewhere around. You can just click to join. All right. And then on Fridays, okay, 2 p.m. West African time. Okay, we'll be having a recap where we'll just go back to some of the currencies we're able to trade today and see how they played out. You get it now. And then any questions you have, calls like this, we are just left with answering questions based off let's analyze this pair. All right. But for Fridays, we are more relaxed, all right, to talk about maybe my ideology or my perspective towards the market in general, or why the market did this or did that during the week, okay, and how we can just what I do or how I see the market in my own way. All right, so Friday is that time where we can be able to do all of that. So I'm especially inviting you to our Friday stream, all right, on the Telegram channel. All right, you don't want to miss it. Okay, you guys really don't want to miss it. So, inviting us, like I said, okay, that is where questions will be answered regarding different aspect of the market. All right, so we'll set a link where we can all join. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me tonight. All right, I remain Temitope Emmanuel, and this stream is brought to you by Padomzfx. So please like the stream, all right, subscribe, and don't forget to invite someone to join us here on Mondays where we get to do a market review, okay, and pick out points where we want to take our trades from, all right, that can carry us for the week, all right. So till I come your way again, remain blessed and have a profitable